So let's talk about one of the sharpest, most brilliant tools in the entire literary toolbox, wit. It's often misunderstood, but today we're going to pull it apart and see what makes it tick.
I am not young enough to know everything. I mean, just listen to that line. It takes a familiar idea that youth means knowing it all and just flips it completely on its head. It's clever, it's insightful, and it really makes you stop and think. That right there, in a nutshell, is wit in action. But what actually makes it work?
All right, so we've seen an example of it, but what is wit really? How do you pin down something so quick and, honestly, so elusive? Well, at its very core, wit is all about mental speed. It's about seeing a connection that nobody else sees, like that link between youth and misplaced certainty, and then wrapping it up in the perfect words. You see, it's not just about being funny. It's about a sudden flash of intellectual brilliance.
And this is probably the most important thing to get. Wit is an intellectual game. It works because our brains get the cleverness. It's not trying to make you feel all warm and fuzzy or sad. Nope, it's aiming directly for your mind.
Now, what's really fascinating is that real wit isn't just some random spark of genius. It's actually more like a carefully crafted recipe. And that recipe, it has 3 essential ingredients.
Okay, so first, you need to connect 2 things that seem to have absolutely nothing to do with each other. Second, you have to do it using as few words as humanly possible. Every single word has to count. And third, the punchline, the delivery, it has to be a total surprise. It's got to zig where the listener expects it to zag.
Yeah, that second ingredient, that linguistic economy, is so crucial. A lot of the power in a witty line comes from what's not said. It forces your brain to do a little bit of the work to connect the dots, and that makes the aha moment when you get it so much more satisfying.
You know, this focus on the mind is also what makes wit so different from its louder cousin, humor. It's so easy to mix them up, but honestly, what they're trying to achieve couldn't be more different.
Think of it like this. Humor wants to make you laugh. Its goal is pure amusement. Wit, on the other hand, well, it might make you laugh, but that's really just a side effect. Its real goal is insight. It's that little light bulb moment. One's aiming for your gut, the other is aiming for your brain.
And we can actually broaden that out a bit. They're all kind of in the same family, you know? Wit uses that intellectual elegance to spark an insight. Irony uses the contrast between how things look and how they really are to expose a contradiction. And satire? Satire uses that cleverness for a very specific job, to critique society and hopefully to correct its flaws. They're all related, but they've all got different missions.
Okay, so we've got a handle on what it is. Now let's talk about how it's actually used. Because for storytellers, wit is one of the most powerful devices they have. And if we're looking for historical masters, you have to go back to the 17th century, to the metaphysical poets. I mean, these guys were the undisputed champions of wit. They built entire poems around it to explore these huge, complex ideas.
They had this special tool called a conceit, which is basically wit on steroids. It's this long, elaborate metaphor that yokes together 2 totally different things, like science and religion, or love and theology. Think of comparing 2 lovers' souls to the 2 legs of a drawing compass. It's a serious mental workout for the reader, and that's exactly the point.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds very clever, but is it just for showing off? Is it just a big intellectual flex, or does it actually do some real work in a story?
Oh, it absolutely does. It's a fantastic character-building tool. When a character drops a witty line, you immediately know they're intelligent. Depending on how they use it, their wit can tell you about their social class, maybe hint at a bit of arrogance, or even show you the complex stuff going on inside their head. It's the ultimate show, don't tell. And what that means is that wit isn't just pretty window dressing, it's functional. In a conversation, in a scene, a single sharp remark can completely flip the power dynamic. The witty person can dominate the whole interaction, or maybe use it as a weapon of resistance when they've got no other power.
So, let's start to bring this all together. What's the ultimate impact of this sharp, precise little tool? What's its real power?
I think its greatest strength is as a tool for critique. Wit is a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. It can slice through hypocrisy or expose foolishness with a single, elegant cut. It lets you make a really powerful point without coming off as preachy or aggressive. It persuades with precision, not with brute force.
So if you were to break down the effect of wit, it looks something like this. Notice that the biggest piece of the pie is insight. That's the goal. Precision and surprise, those are the mechanics that get you there. And laughter? Look how small that slice is. It's a fantastic bonus for sure, but it was never the main event.
And that really brings us to a final thought. Wit has been around for centuries, but in some ways it feels more vital than ever. In a world with so much noise, so much information screaming for our attention, wit reminds us of the incredible power of a single, perfectly crafted idea. It's proof that sometimes the sharpest point is the only thing that can truly cut through.